Hello and welcome to the Essence Talk podcast. And here with me are Janice and Weronika. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
And Yasmine here. And today we're going to talk about the art of presence and maybe why it is so difficult to be present and why it is so important to work with being present. So I would like to open with a reflection. Why is it difficult in our society today, in our modern life, to be present? And why is it a paradox that we are looking for presence, for clarity, for being calm, when our society is actually pushing us to be active and to be not present? Who wants to start today, girls? Not both at the same time, because it would be very hard to listen to both of you.
Well, I can start. Okay, we are very overstimulated by everything, not just the social media, TV. I don't watch TV, but it's more social media because we use this technology. We are distracted and we are also very manipulated. And it becomes a problem, at least for me, when you don't have the self-discipline to stop getting distracted by things in general. It's a must to spare some time for yourself, just observe what is around you and even yourself. It's a must to quiet your mind and the voices, not the voices outside, because you're always going to have that distraction, but the voices inside you. I myself, I work with two phones for many, many years. And yes, I always have a task to do. And I also put myself so busy because I love researching information and these things. But, when you really feel that this information, it doesn't give you anything, only entertain you or distract you, you need to start wondering, is this for me, or is giving me something that I'm going to use, or should I stop here? These are the questions I do constantly because it becomes a problem. I hear recently from friends that scrolling in social media is give them depression. I didn't know that this thing exists. So I'm very curious, like why people get depressed by social media. So I asked her question and was basically she just comparing herself. So yeah, I'm very curious about this subject and what you guys think about this. I start with the social media, but there's distractions everywhere.
Definitely.
I feel like you said it very well, and I don't know what else can I add. But one thing I can say is that I know a lot of my friends. They do the first step. They say they want to be more present. They think about it. They read books. I feel like being present and self growth in many times they go together in one. But the problem is that reading a lot about how to be present, or even listening to this podcast, or meeting the king of presence in the world, it will not make you present. And I feel like I sense that a lot, that people try, but there's never the second step in doing. And you hear from different people how their approach is to being present. Everyone will have their own. But the truth is that it has to be for you and how you can do it. And that's the big challenge. And I don't know if we can even, we cannot force anyone to be present, but we can talk about the benefits of doing that, right?
Yes.
Definitely. One of the things that I see or read and the use of media, or first, I think that many people try to disconnect from their feelings, like not be connected to themselves or what they're feeling. Another thing is about what it does to the children, because it's a lot of studies that shows that the frontal cortex starts not working properly for children, especially under the age of 10 years. So this is something I'm very proud of my children, when I see that they don't let their children see any kind of TV or anything like that, because it does something with the frontal cortex and how it works. And the other side, I see that it's like instant satisfaction. The more you move this media thing, the more you are aware of movies and things like that. It's like you are creating your own dopamine, your own serotonin, and in a way you're like feeling satisfied all the time. And in the moment you stop, then you need to you get in a way dependent of this. And it's again this we don't want to feel these emotions. We don't want to feel sad. We don't maybe the emptiness of not being connected to yourself and to your inner essence. And on the other side, when you are working with yourself, then you want quietness and you want to connect with nature, to connect with these quiet times. And that's what, in a way, these interactions with social media are stopping us from.
Interesting thing I can add here. I hear you're both talking about the mind and the heart. Well, as it is, but I actually noticed one thing about the body. So either if it's the working in front of computer or scrolling, as you say, we're not present in our body. And then we get stiff neck, pain in the wrist, pain in the knee because it was bent for too long. And that also is presence for me as a yoga teacher in the body. Is this what you're doing comfortable for you? Or are you not present because something distracted you? And you're hurting your body with the wrong posture or with the sitting wrongly. So one way for me to deal with it when I scroll social media is to sit down on the floor in an uncomfortable way, either on the yoga mat or on the floor, and then let my body remind me of the time and make me present. Because I told you before that my presence starts with the body. And then trust me, it's not possible to do the pigeon stretch with the phone and not notice that your leg is getting numb. Maybe it is a desperate call for help, but I like to use my body into distracting me from distraction, you know?
I like that you say that you mentioned that, and that's one of the ways that you are, for example, dealing with it. For me, it's like it's not only the scrolling, but also the feeling you get after you have done that. It's like, oh my God, no, went 2 hours, and I have used wrong my time, or and then it goes back to what we are being taught in this society, that we have to produce, that we have to do something, that we have to do something productive. So it's also the feeling of not being enough or not doing it right in a way. So it's both sides. It's forgetting about what you need to do or forgetting about yourself or connection to nature. And the other way is the way it makes you feel once you realize you have used some hours in this world of information that is hacking to us all the time.
So you're talking about the guilt of not being present.
Yeah.
That's big.
And also it depends on the generations, because when I talk, I have friends in all range of ages. So when I'm talking to a generation is 50 plus, we're not using phones when we talk to each other. But when I talk to a generation of like my daughter, she's 18, it's pretty normal for them to just talk to themselves with using the phone. And obviously, as a mom, she doesn't do that to me, but I can see her friends is the normal. So what we're trying here with the power of three of us, we want to bring the naturalist state of human being. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
That reminds me when you said about the friends of your daughter that I don't have to look far. I have a situation at home which I'm being called over focused or micromanaging when I see my husband using the phone. And okay, come on, I don't want to be super strict with it. Like everyone has a phone and we're all sitting and we're all going to check recipes and watch things and stuff. And I think we're trying not to scroll when we're both in the house, but we're sitting around the table and having a long breakfast on Saturday. And we have, these advanced talks, and there's always this need to check something online. Can this be true? Let's just Google what year did this and that happen, or what kind of natural dish is in Japan. Weird topics. And then the phone comes up, and I believe that some part of the present is gone in that moment. Poof. And we're not in the bubble anymore of just as humans, but then the technology is back on, and the time goes faster, and then so I check something as well when he confirms the fact, and so we can try to change the world, but how do we change from ourselves? And where is the limit of forcing someone around you to be more present? And at some point, can I be present by myself and him being on the phone? I don't know. It's a big thing that irritates me, and I don't want to wash dirty laundry here, but but I'm wondering, like, how do you feel?
I can add that for many years ago, I stopped using the TV. We don't have TV. We're not connected to the TV, but we can use it to see a film or something sometimes. But for the most, it's off. For me, that made me understand that I have much more time when I was not watching the TV every afternoon, that I have more time to share with my husband, for example, that I have more time to talk to my friends or my children. So for me, that was like, so, wow. And the same thing with the emails. I usually answer in the morning. I will see the emails again the next day afterwards. I go with same with my clients when they write to me. I will look in the morning or maybe something in the afternoon to see. But it's up to me. It's how do I take time for myself and create these bubbles of quietness, these bubbles to reconnect with myself. I do it with meditation, for example, because you have to be conscious about it. You have to be aware that these things steal your time, steal the quality of life because you are just connected to a thing. Even talking with ChatGPT or whatever, you can use hours asking questions. And so it's awareness, I would say, is the first thing. Awareness, and maybe to begin with discipline, but after a while it will come automatically in a part of you. I have been in parties and everybody's looking at the phone, and I say, why are we sitting here? And I even ask, I wonder, why are we meeting here if everybody's looking at the phone? So in Norway, they have something, if you go out to a party or you go out to eat, and everybody has to put the phones away. And the first person that takes the phone up, that's the person paying the bill.
Wow.
Nobody takes the phones out.
Of course. I'm guilty of charge because, working on my phone, and it's been for many years. And in my house, they know me that I'm always doing something, either listening to some book or anything. But I admit as well that I'm constantly doing. It's something that recently me and my friends, they said, look, are you aware of this? It's costing you your health. And so I had to stop and say, yes, it's true. I cannot keep continuing in this speed. It's not that I'm avoiding reality. However, I'm not living the present moment if I am constantly working with my devices. So yeah, it's important because then my children see that and it's like, no, mommy is always listening to something or reading something. And it's, I am the first to admit, doesn't do any good to a family.
I love how neither of us, none of us is watching TV.
I think that is a part of this awareness, a part of this essence, because in a way we understand that it's not about the doing, but about the being in presence. And what do we do in order to be present? I can start by myself saying that I like to have meditations, or I like to light a candle. And I see that my candle not turned off has been already used, but just sitting there observing the candle. When I do this, then I realize that I get more observant when I'm cutting the greens, when I'm making food, and you're more in the present, and you taste more the food. So everything is like enhanced life and existence. That's what I do. What do you do, Veronica?
I feel like we're definitely different generations, right? So for me, it doesn't work the same way. I feel like I'm constantly distracted with my own mind. So for me, what helps is to turn off the distractions, which is turning off the phone, turning off the music as well. Sometimes music helps actually to be present. So it depends on the day, but really forcing yourself to slow down. Whatever you do, just slow down. Give yourself more time to cook. Give yourself more time to look at someone and really listen to what people say. I don't know if you had that feeling ever when you meet someone and you get bored what they say, or they feel very slow and you just want to shake them up and say, hurry up, I almost can finish the sentence from your mouth. But then being present for me is to go with the speed of the person and think, wow, I'm actually being allowed inside of this person's head. He or she is sharing with me the chain of reactions that's going on through the head, and then I'm feeling grateful that they want to talk to me instead of feeling irritated they're so slow.
In my case, I like to be quiet, like quiet moments, listen to nothing. And it's interesting because nowadays people get really uncomfortable when there is silence. I just love it. I love when everything is quiet around me and in my head. So it's a sort of meditation state when you just like observing and not doing anything, just being quiet. And in that moment, I could say I'm meditating. I meditate often, I must say. Like, it doesn't require for me the effort of being still in a place, because this is it's just a matter of practice, you know. I really recommend that, because when you meditate, you create discipline on your body, your mind, and even your emotions. Who doesn't want to have that? It's not a control, but the command on yourself. Yeah, I highly recommend the meditation. You don't have to go extreme like us. However, you will find it very, very peaceful sometimes.
I love that you say that, because for me, meditation is super important. And I remember when I started, like, oh, I need to meditate. That was many, many years ago. And today is like it's a natural flow of meditation. It's like I feel, okay, now I'm going to do it, and it's part of my daily routine. Today is like just being outside, sitting in the garden, and just observing everything around. It's like everything gets clearer the more you are present. That's one of the things. And the other one is breathing. Whenever I feel stress, or whenever I start breathing, because I know that with breathing you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, so you immediately go into the relaxed part of the nervous system. But on the other hand, it's like it's automatically, to begin with, I had to have, like you said, discipline, but after a while it's just automatic for me. The more I work with this, with both meditation and breathing, the more present I am, the more I feel that water is with me, or the earth. I can feel part of everything. The more I'm more connected to my own essence. So yes, I love meditation. I love breathing, and it's something that I really recommend.
I know there's a couple of different apps that let you can download on your phone, and they're about meditation. And I think they can even you can set them to send you notifications saying like, "Hello, it's your time to meditate." So they can help get you into that routine, and they can help you remember, because when we're busy, we don't remember. And so what I know my partner is doing, he likes to wake up earlier, and he sometimes he just sits without anything, sometimes he journals, and sometimes he plays the guided meditation on the app, and he does it before work. So to me it's entire madness, but he loves to get up half an hour before me, and then just prepare for his day like that. Very impressive.
I
I'm more like 12 o'clock kind of meditation person. In the morning I'm just like, too much, like before coffee in the morning with a grumpy face, I can't. Maybe that's when I should do it, but still.
That's the first thing I do when I wake up, is to open the window, the shades in the room, so I get the light in, and then be thankful. That's also something I recommend, is to be thankful, to thank for the positive things in your life, because that will change your mindset. And instead of having focus on what is going to happen or what has happened, is in the moment, the present, in the moment, to thank. I like to thank my body, my feet, my knees, everything, because what it gives more. Sometimes I thank my family, the experience of being a mom. So finding positive things, and that just by itself will start changing your mindset.
Even in your body as well, your mood,
Definitely,
everything. Yeah.
definitely.
And do you ladies journal?
I journal sometimes, but usually when I start journaling, it ends up in an article or it ends up in a book. It's very interesting. I did it some years ago, journaling, to find out my way. And when I more and more was aware that I would be a teacher of higher knowledge and help people to find their own essence. So I recommend that too. I know you do, Veronica. You journal?
Yeah, it has shifted my attention, I don't know, 180 degrees. Um, yeah, no, it forces you to be present when you sit, and it forces you to feel the emotions, not to run away from them. And especially I love to do it to just write anything that comes to my mind. It usually starts when I describe some of my experience, I don't know, meditation or dream, or when something really made me angry because I kicked my foot on the sofa. I start by saying like, this is so. But then when you keep pushing after half a page, you stop feeling the anger of whatever you were, and you start to go deeper. And I think that I wish I would do it every morning, because the mind in the morning is less distracted in a way and more hopeful, because you haven't wasted any time, you're not tired yet. So yeah, I think that's the shift again with age. Come on, to wake up earlier. And because when you're young, I feel like you're too restless, and that's not time for self-reflection, don't you think? You're in the moment of doing.
I don't agree, because I remember I was about 13 years old, and that's young, and I was already asking questions about the soul and about many other questions. I started visiting temples and different religions because I was looking for something. So I was reflecting. I was reflecting why my friends were so juvenile. So maybe I'm an old soul, but I think the reflection has no age, but it's part of the process. You start reflecting when you are there, to when it's your time to do the reflection. That's
I
what I
didn't
do.
necessarily mean it like that, because I was also a weird kid. But in a way, when you're younger, you're moving faster. You have school, everything moves faster than when you're getting older. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I will correct you. Because always believed that when you get older, things will be slower. I believe that, but not anymore. Because if there's now a time that I have to do a lot, much more than I expected. But I think it's a part of beliefs of what we have been taught that it should be. But you will see. You will see. You won't be a restful person when you're older, because you have so many ideas, so much to give to the world and humanity, that you will be more creative. You will see things with another perspective because of the experience. So, well, that's for me. For me, is that at 60 years, over 60 years, and I feel like, I don't have enough time to do everything I want. So I'm going very fast, and ask my husband, he will agree.
No, when I was younger, I needed to stop, because what I was doing when I started in my teenagers, 17, 19, I said, no, let's stop. Let's stop. What am I doing? What is it? I just always ask questions, your existence. But I'm doing now more than when I was younger. I was in a survival mode. But however, I question, like, what is it? Why am I doing this for? What is it, So yeah, it depends on, we in the UK, we said the awakening process or awareness process. This is how we call it in the UK. I don't know how you call it in another different part of the world, but it's just you start wondering, like, is this it? These deeper questions.
Yeah, the way I see it is that children are very slow and attentive and very present. They don't know the distractions yet. So I wish that children would teach us how to remember, how to be present.
And they can. I remember using time with my grandchildren, following what they thought and what they saw, and just being with them. Because this is part of the essence too. The more you take away all these beliefs or all these limiting or programations we have in our mind, the more we become like children. We observe, and like for me now, I was in the jungle and watching, taking pictures of insects and things. This insect I wanted to take picture. It was so beautiful. It was like transparent, translucent, and it was black on the edges. It was so beautiful. And every time I tried to, there it is, I tried to take picture. No, no, no. The whole week. And the day before I left, it just came right in front of me and it stopped just half a meter from me. Then I could take the picture. If I hadn't been present, I wouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
So it's like you go some of the wonders of the world when you are not present. So with this invitation, I will ask you to be more present, to ask yourself, when am I present in my life? When am I not? We gave you some tips to how to connect with presence in your life, and notice what those presence does to you and your life, to your family, to yourself, and your health. This is all from the podcast, and then we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.